in the tiny, sleepy village of Lumpton, where the most exciting thing to happen was a cow mooing out of tune, lived a 12-year-old boy named Timo Flicker. Timo was skinny, with sharp, curious eyes that saw things most people missed. Every single night, you'd find him perched on the old wooden fence outside his house, watching the fireflies dance like tiny yellow stars in the twilight. He'd whisper to himself, "One day I'll catch one. Just one." But they were always too quick, too clever, zipping away just as his hands closed in. Then, one warm evening, everything changed. A single firefly, unlike any he'd ever seen, hovered right in front of his face. It wasn't yellow. It was a brilliant, pulsating blue. You single quotes different. Mesmerized. The blue firefly circled him once, then twice, and before he could even blink, it zipped straight toward his open mouth. Gulp. He swallowed it. A wave of panic washed over him. What did I just do? Instantly, a warm, ticklish feeling spread from his stomach all the way to his toes. He looked down at his hands, and his fingertips started to shine with a soft, gentle light. Then his arms began to sparkle, and then foom. His entire body erupted in a brilliant glow, turning him into a walking, talking lantern. No, 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 this isn't happening, he cried, holding up his hands. They blazed brighter than a torch. Anyone passing by would have sworn a small sun had just landed in Lumpton. He stumbled inside, frantic. "Mum, I think I'm glowing." His mum, busy at the stove, didn't even look up. "Timo, stop yelling and wash your hands for dinner." But then she turned around. Her eyes went wide. She let out a piercing scream, dropped the plate she was holding, and fainted right there on the kitchen floor. This was going to be complicated. When Timo hesitantly stepped outside, the entire village took notice. Neighbors peeked from behind their curtains. Doors creaked open. Gasps echoed through the quiet street. Old Mr. Crumble, the town grump, pointed a shaky finger. Good heavens! The boys turned into a light bulb. Mrs. Peebles shrieked, "Don't go near him, he might explode." But the village kids were fascinated. They followed him around like he was the world's strangest celebrity. "Can you glow brighter?" one asked. "Do you work on batteries?" said another. A third kid pleaded, "Can you light my homework?" Timo just sighed, shining brighter than ever. By morning, news of the glowing boy of Lumpton had spread like wildfire. A scientist from the city, a peculiar woman named Dr. Myrtle Sparks, arrived in a sputtering car. She had strange goggles perched on her head, a toolbox full of blinking gadgets, and a mustache shaped like a lightning bolt. "So you're the glowing boy," she exclaimed, her eyes gleaming with excitement. "Fascinating." She poked him, checked his pulse, and scanned him with a machine that beeped erratically. "Remarkable. You swallowed a Lemunix firefly, the rarest species in the world. Extremely magical and extremely dangerous." Timo's heart sank. Dangerous. How dangerous? Dr. Sparks shrugged. Oh, only slightly dangerous. You might glow forever, or you might explode. Hard to say. Timo gulped, feeling a lot less remarkable and a lot more like a ticking time bomb. But it wasn't just a glow, it came with abilities. When Timo was happy, tiny sparkles floated around him like glitter. When he was scared, he shone with the intensity of a searchlight, and when he was angry, the ground itself would vibrate. He raised a hand, and beams of light shot from his fingertips like mini flashlights. I have powers, he realized. Suddenly, the villagers saw him differently. He wasn't a walking hazard, he was a superhero. They asked him to light up dark wells, find lost cats at night, and even brighten up their gloomy houses. For a while, Timo loved it. He was special. He was helping. But the glow kept getting brighter, and brighter, and brighter. Soon, it was too bright. At night, the entire village was bathed in a constant, pulsating light. No one could sleep. Turn him off. Mrs. Peebles yelled from her window, holding a pillow over her eyes. Mr. Crumbo complained, "He's melting my new curtains." The kids stopped playing with him. His light was too blinding. The animals ran away. Timo found himself sitting alone on a hill overlooking the village, shining like a lonely lighthouse. "I didn't ask for this," he whispered, tears rolling down his cheeks. "I just want to be normal again." That night, as he sat there, heartbroken and alone, his stomach suddenly buzzed. A tiny, echoing voice spoke from inside him. Timo jumped. "What? Who's talking inside my belly?" The voice replied, "I am the Luminex, firefly. You swallowed me, you silly boy. But I can help you." Hope surged through him. How do I stop glowing?" The firefly's voice was clear. "You must return me to the crystal tree in the heart of the dark woods. Only its magic can release me, and only then will your glow fade." The very next night, Timo marched toward the dreaded dark woods, his own body lighting the twisted path ahead. Owl eyes blinked from shadowy branches. The trees creaked like ancient doors. Spooky shadows danced just at the edge of his light. He was terrified, but he kept going. Suddenly, a huge creature with fur as black as ink stepped out from the Treaser night panther. It let out a low, menacing growl. Timo trembled, his fear surging, and as it did, his glow erupted, turning the entire forest as bright as day. The panther blinked, blinded and confused, then turned and bolted back into the darkness. Timo let out a shaky laugh. Guess glowing is useful sometimes. Finally, he reached the center of the forest. There it was, a giant ancient tree made entirely of glowing crystals, shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow. "The crystal tree," the firefly whispered from inside him. "Place your hands on the trunk and let me out." Timo took a deep breath and pressed his palms against the cool, smooth surface. Instantly, a soft blue light flowed from his chest, spiraling out and forming into the tiny firefly. It hovered in front of him, its blue light gentle and warm. "Thank you, Timo," it buzzed. You were very brave. Timo smiled, watching as his own glow began to fade, dimmer and dimmer, until he was just a normal boy again, standing in the magical, quiet woods. When he walked back into Lumpton, everyone cheered. "He's normal again," shouted Mr. Crumble, looking relieved. "Hooray! Timo's back," the kids yelled, running up to him. Even Dr. Sparks was there, though she looked a little disappointed. "A shame. I wanted to study you a bit more." Timo just laughed, feeling lighter than he had in weeks. No more glowing. No more experiments. That night, as Timo lay in his bed, cozy and distinctly not glowing, he saw a familiar blue light outside his window. The Luminex firefly was there, hovering for a moment. It blinked softly, as if to say, "Thank you." Timo smiled. "You healed me." "Thank you." The firefly seemed to wink, then it zipped away into the starry night. Timo turned over, ready for a normal night's sleep. He reached over to turn off his lamp, and as he did, his fingertip flickered with a tiny blue spark. Just once, he froze, staring at his hand in the darkness. Oh no, not again. And that is another story for another night. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Timo's glowing adventure, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. See you in the next video.